Hello, and thank you for joining the First Service Connect webinar series. In this webinar, we will be covering work orders. We'll review setting up My Team, which is a list of your third-party vendors or sited maintenance people that you might send a work order to, all of which can be done through Connect. Also, how to set up your common areas, tracking of work orders, and supporting reports to go with it. Starting out in your property dashboard by selecting Tools and going to Work Orders, or you can do that from your summary page right here on the main screen by selecting View All. So we could do a few things here. For starters, we're going to start with our My Team. By selecting Add, you can throw in any of your local vendors. Alright, so I'm going to throw myself in here. Any contact information to go with your vendor. Most importantly, the system is currently looking for an email address. Go ahead and save that and close it out. Under Setup, you also have this Common Areas page, which will allow you to list all of your local common areas. For example, a lobby. Or maybe one of your other buildings within the community. After your common areas are set up, and your My Team members as well, you can go ahead and get started with adding a work order. As a reminder, you can do your work orders through one of your Apple devices. If you have an iPhone, iTouch, or even an iPad, you can download the Connect Mobile Inspection application. So for starters here, you're going to be starting with selecting a unit. You can go ahead and choose a name, or you can select from the Common Area drop-down all those various common areas. Typically, you're not going to select both. It's one or the other. Your created by information will pull from your admin user profile, and the rest here we will do manually. Alright, so a quick description of what you're looking for, and then supporting categories to go with it. So in this case, we're going to go with pest control. A progress code will be needed as well. If you need extra categories or progress codes, simply submit a ticket to the IT portal. Time to complete, dates to go with it, who completed it, all of which can be done later after we get report back from our vendor that the work order was completed. You can check off this option here to notify your homeowner when the progress code changes, which is tied directly into this drop-down. So today it's approved by management. Maybe tomorrow your vendor is on site and the work is completed. So tomorrow when you come in here and you mark it complete, it will send an email notification to your homeowner. We're working on text messages as well. So we'll go ahead and assign our vendor here. You can upload a photo if needed, and you could even provide some additional information pertaining to the service area. Notes will be printed on the work order. Every day when you come in and you add more notes, it will timestamp your new note. So you can either save and print this and hand it off to your vendor, save it and deal with that later, or you could go with the save and email option if you have set that vendor up in My Team. I'll give you a quick snapshot here of all of your My Team vendors. Go ahead and pick myself here. Continue, and you'll see it's generating an email to my vendor with an attachment of the work order, and you could even provide some extra supporting text to go with it. I'm a big fan of copying myself on these just in case for some reason they don't go through. You'll have a record that you can simply forward on to your vendor. Send our email here. Email successfully sent. Select return. We'll go back to our property dashboard. And you'll see when we go to view all of our open work orders, that new work order is right here. So we could do a few things on this screen. Let's say the work was completed and we got a report back on a couple of our work orders from one vendor or even multiple vendors. By checking them off and going down to the bottom, multi-edit feature, you can change the progress code. So in this case, let's go with completed. Status is closed. Supporting notes in action, maybe this was completed on 9/8, and you got communication from Ross regarding the closing of these work orders. And you can go ahead and select that close by date and throw in your name because you completed it. By selecting update, you'll be prompted, "Are you sure?" and we'll close out all of those work orders. You'll note when you go back to the property summary page, our count of open work orders changes. And also under reports, property unit and resident reports, all the way down to the bottom here, you'll see a few various ways to slice and dice your data. My personal favorite is the work orders report. Similar to the violations report, you'll pick your property. Any dates to go with it. You can target a common area or a certain unit if you wish, even a certain status, progress codes, or even take it as far as narrowing down your categories. You'll also have these true and false boxes as well, so you can include additional information on your report. You'll see when we click on View Report, nothing open for that date range. Well, we just closed out our open work order, so let's go ahead and change that. And you'll note here, our pest control work order shows up like so. These reports can also be exported to various different file formats to include in your board packet or to organize the data within Excel.